In a grand hall at the Egyptian intelligence headquarters, Fatah and Hamas officially signed on to Egypt's grand plan for Palestinian reconciliation. After a decade of division, both sides expressed hope that this time it was for good.
There has been full agreement on the concept of empowering the government. The legitimate Palestinian government will return to working normally in accordance with its prerogatives and the law.
Despite the fact that we have some different views, we have different political points, we have different disputes, but this will never change the fact that we are brothers. We are brothers in religion, we are brothers in nationality, we are brothers in the national interest. We suffer the same, we have the same future. We need to find a way for unity of our people to secure the ambitions of our people.
This isn't the first time they've been here. Repeated attempts to reconcile have failed. A main stumbling block, the future of Hamas's military wing, appears for now to have been set aside. Palestinian Authority security services are to resume running Gaza's border crossings, including the vital one with Egypt. Other issues, how to run internal security and merge two separate groups of government workers, are being addressed step by step along the lines of a 2011 agreement, also signed with great fanfare in Cairo. Here in Ramallah, the Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas welcomed the deal, saying it accelerated Palestinian reconciliation. His Fatah delegation head indicated its timelines and targets would ensure that it stayed on track. And of course, it has Egypt breathing hard down the necks of both parties. In Gaza, so damaged by the split, the economic blockade and 3 Israeli wars, people are talking cautiously in terms of hope.
When we used to hear about any reconciliation efforts, we would think immediately of the failure of it. But we hope this time is different. Unity could at least solve the power crisis and bring happiness to the Gazan people.
We've had enough. 11 years of suffering without electricity, no medicine for ill people, no traveling. We want to live like other nations.
So far, the Israeli reaction has been muted, saying Hamas would need to recognize Israel and give up its arms, but without the full-bore opposition of previous reconciliation attempts.
An international push for Palestinian reconciliation led by the US, who is much more interested in the so-called big deal between the Palestinians and Israelis. And without Palestinian reconciliation, this deal might not go forward.
In Gaza, celebrations were underway, not least at the prospect of an end to restrictions on salaries and electricity imposed by the Palestinian Authority earlier this year to put pressure on Hamas. But it's clear that this is the start of a process. The coming weeks will feature plenty of opportunities to build mutual trust or weaken it. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, in the occupied West Bank.